I will never ever forgive
Society.
anybody for making Jack Harlow a thing.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Out the Trunk Pod with Jordan and Darius. My name is Jordan. That's Jordan be writing on all socials.
And I'm Darius. That's D's all up in your area on all socials.
And this is our movie review segment. Today we're going to be reviewing White Men Can't Jump. This movie, the 90's version, the original version, uh, sans Jack Harlow. This movie came out in 1992, starring Wesley
Rico
Snipes,
like
Woody.
Suave, I'm Enrique.
Throw up the A, M.
Oh my God, he was so
No, we
bad.
really let him have like a career for a minute. That shit was crazy.
Ugh.
Um, starring Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson, Rosie Perez, and Tyra Farrell. This movie is about two mismatched basketball hustlers in LA, one black and one white, who form a shaky partnership to hustle players on the street courts. Their constant bickering and competing personal debts threaten their ability to win big and achieve their goals for their partners. So I'm gonna toss it to you to open up Act One.
Act one, we're going to call the initial rivalry. Billy, a white hustler in debt, uses assumptions about his game to win money. The assumption means white boys can't jump. He crosses paths with Sydney, a talented player, leading to a tense, argumentative confrontation on the court. Shout out Floyd Henderson and Kadeem Harrison for the cameo
Yeah,
appearances. We even had the dude from Comic View who used to host on the side. He was a guy in the store. So it's always funny to go back and watch 90's black
yeah.
shit specifically and see like the small roles people who ended up having bigger roles later
hmm
on had. So also these are some terrible basketball scenes. The magic of editing was not evolved as it is now. So what you got for Act One?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, literally, pretty much every nigga who was like somewhat popping in the 90's was in this movie at some
Yeah.
point. Like, um, even you know the guy who hosts Gilbert Arenas' podcast, Josiah Johnson? He does like
Nah,
the memes and shit on the sports memes on like NBA
he's
Twitter and
old.
shit.
Oh
No, no, that's his
shit.
dad though. That's his
Oh,
dad though.
okay, got you.
The guy who says, I'm gonna go to my car, get my other gun, come back,
And
shoot everybody.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's his dad.
I did not know that.
And his dad actually hooped for real. He played in the NBA for like 10 years.
Okay, all right.
He was a bucket. He put up like 20 bucks a night, damn near.
Ronaldo
Looked it
Ray
up.
was the guy I was talking about. The
Oh,
comic
okay,
view.
okay.
Yeah, he used to, if you
Yeah.
ever watch comic view from the 90's, he was like in the guy like in the kitchen or whatever. So,
Got you, got you. Okay.
black famous comedian from the 90's. I don't know if he's still with us or not, but if he is, an RIP. Anyways,
Okay.
uh,
Um, I also really fuck with like the scenery of the movie. Like I love that the both the movie takes place at Venice Beach, which is like a famous, California location. They shot a lot of movies there. I thought Kobe used to go out there and hoop all the time. Back when he was young in LA, when he first got to LA. So I thought that was dope that they kind of kept it very authentic to Los Angeles without just showing like the Staples Center and the Hollywood sign and shit like that, you know?
no, it was clearly shot on location.
Mm,
But it is interesting though because these characters are clearly poor.
right.
Right now Venice Beach is some of the most expensive property in like all of LA.
Crazy gentrification.
These are
Yeah.
these are multi-million dollar pieces of land. And these characters, which brings me to my question, why don't these people just get jobs? Like this can't be worse than
Nigga,
working a
what?
job. This
Like I'm
can't be
gonna
worse than
fucking
working a job, man.
hoop every day in the California sun
Playing 2-on-2 for
for
like I
20
think the first
bucks?
bet was $62. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
$62. No, fuck that.
just
Listen, welcome
go.
to McDonald's. Listen, welcome to Good Burger. May I take you home with a Good Burger? Can I take your order,
Like,
please?
this cannot be worse than just working a job. Waking up every day having to hustle $20 to get McDonald's food is like,
Right.
dude,
You're like hustling like the working homeless. Like it's just
it's like this can't be worse than just getting a job,
No,
man.
I agree. I definitely thought about that too. Another thing that scene that like was talk about crazy inflation, like when she's like, "Oh, I need 30 bucks for groceries." What? If you went to the grocery store right now, they get you 4 bags of chips.
Man, I made a roast a couple Sundays ago and I got a chuck roast. It was like a 2.5 pound chuck roast.
hmm
And for the uninitiated, chuck is a cheap cut of meat. That's why you make it for roast because you have to braise it for hours and hours on end. That motherfucker was like $36 for a roast.
Mm.
Like literally, this is the throwaway piece of the cow.
You
That's
are
why you
the
have to braise it for 4 hours because it's tough. I mean, a roast of that big used to be about $18. I was just
Yeah.
completely blown away that a roast was 30 something dollars. But that's it to say she would not have been able to buy one roast for that.
Nah, I remember for my party, I bought three or four 12 packs and like a couple bags of chips, maybe some sodas, whatever. It was like $80.
Dude, I haven't bought soda in a very long time, but I remember when four 12 packs was $10. You get four for
Yeah,
10 bucks.
yeah,
They were
yeah.
250 a piece.
Yep.
Man, it ain't nothing to run it up 80 at the grocery store. You can run it up
No, it's
80
nothing.
and you ain't
On
even
snacks.
you ain't bought meat. Like you just
No.
you just really bought like you said, bought some snacks and shit. And which is funny because that's how wild inflation was because before I used to run to the grocery store when I can't tell that story. Like, but yeah, a couple years ago, it was way cheaper to go to the grocery store, for lack of a better word. What else you got for
Yeah,
Act One?
yeah, man. So the first, not first scene, but the first like basketball sequence where Billy meets Sydney and he kind of realizes towards the end of the game he's been hustled. It's just crazy to me because like if Sydney was a hustler and you couldn't recognize that he was also a hustler because his hustle job like wasn't that good. Like
No,
he was sitting there all day
yeah.
watching y'all hoop in a
Who,
bad part of
me, white
town.
boy? Oh,
Yeah.
is this how you do it?
Oh,
What's the travel?
I never make two in a row.
Yeah, is well, so there's a anytime you watch a 90's movie, there's a suspension of belief that
Right.
that goes into it because people were just like it just I don't know how to explain it, but like you just have to understand it. Like this was believable at the time.
Right, right, right.
Like the idea that white boys could hoop at all outside of Larry Bird was like
Hmm.
unfathomable.
Yeah, insane. Yeah.
So it's not at all they for them to be incredulous in 1992 is
Right.
not that unbelievable. But in
And it's actually
2025, half the league is European. So
yeah, and
like,
it's actually funny because like it's to that point. There's legendary stories where like literally Larry Bird would be mad if you put a
yeah.
white guy on him. He'd be
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Yo,
he
that's
took
really
offense.
disrespectful. Like, put a nigga on me." He didn't say nigga,
That
but like,
That's
put a
my
brother
favorite
on me,
Larry Bird
please. Like,
story is he took offense when they put the white boy on him.
yeah,
That like the whole theme of the movie was playing off of that. Like this white dude
right.
can hoop, and this is rare. This is a extraordinary phenomenon. So you got anything else for Act One?
Yeah, what the fuck happened to basketball courts? Like they used to be really easy to find,
Yeah,
and I feel like they're like nowhere now. Like near my in my neighborhood, there's a ho a court, but they took all the rims off because of COVID,
yeah.
and they just never put them back. And like I don't know where people are supposed to go to hoop anymore.
Well, so that it's like a growing trend of like the privatization of public spaces.
Hmm.
Now when people want to play basketball, they have to have a lifetime membership. And so,
Right.
um, which sort of takes away the that's the reason why the NBA just feels like it's a suburbanite sport.
Yeah.
It's because it is. Like so people don't hoop outside no more. It's about the controlled environments. You don't want the wind to pick up your ball. You don't want the double rims.
Right.
the concrete is harder on your knees and joints. And so yeah, all the hoopers have went inside. It's all controlled environment. No one just goes and finds a run anymore. And we've just like even parks nowadays are like carding at the door, and like you got to have a
Hmm.
pass and like,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of public space for people to just exist without spending money anymore. So, that's like we have one in my apartment complex, but you have to be a resident, but like
Right.
it's free if you're a resident. And, I had to catch myself one day. It was like a Sunday during the summer
Hmm.
and I had the patio door open and the kids were out there and they were just being kids, making noise and stuff. And I was cranky about it. And I just had to stop myself. Like, look, man, these kids outside being kids, what kind of miserable
There's worse
motherfucker are
shit
you?
they could be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was like, you're being a miserable old ass man being upset that you hear
Yeah.
kids having fun outside. And so like you don't hear it very often. So it was just that's how rare it is now that it,
Right.
it it fucked with me a little bit, but I had to check myself. So to answer the question, that's where they all went. They went inside and now that they're bounced with the door charging you for membership. So
Right. I think that's all I got for Act One. You got
I mean,
anything for Act One?
No, we can move on to Act Two, the grind for cash. The two players reluctantly decide to team up to maximize their earnings, traveling across LA course to exploit parks. Billy's gambling addiction and Sydney's desire to move his family, create mounting pressure on their scheme. Big context there. Billy shows up, hustles Sydney. Sydney obviously catches the hustle at the end, pulls up on Billy, like let's run this game. I
Yep.
almost said two man, but that's a totally different context in 2025. So he's like, you're the white guy, we can hustle this together. I just
Right.
wanted to say off the top, there's so many scenes in here that in my 2020 eyes just seem excessively violent before I remember that the 90's was excessively violent. Like
Right.
he's at her house, conversation, she just pulls a gun on him. Like
Yeah, like it's just like
like, like just pulls a gun on him and he's just like, hey, chill.
yeah.
It's like he's used to this, and like
Right.
the first guy they hustle, he just like starts swinging a blade at
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
like the number of just like latent the amount of latent violence that just existed in the 90's, especially in places
Hmm.
like LA. Like this was not an exaggeration. This was these
Yeah,
people's
no, no, it
lives.
wasn't.
Like clearly her husband, boyfriend, whatever, knew this person. They're casually having a conversation, and she just
Hmm.
ups a gun on him.
Like what? What the fuck? Like,
Think, okay, all right, fair enough.
and if he had hit you, self-defense.
Yeah, I mean, the 90's was an extremely violent time.
It was a wild time.
Crime has definitely gone up since COVID, but it is
Yeah.
like you cannot even, it's hard to even fathom how bad it was in the 90's.
It was about as close as you could get to the Wild Wild West,
Yeah, pretty
like
much.
since the Wild Wild West.
Interpersonal disputes were just handled with gunfire. Like
Yeah.
it was like regularly, and maybe the cops investigated it, maybe they didn't. I don't know, like depending on what.
Right.
But like
What
it was not at
neighborhood?
all uncommon to just like, oh, you lost the
Spray on
basketball
somebody.
game. I'm just gonna go get my gun and shoot the bitch up. Like,
No. Yeah. I remember Shannon Sharp told a story where he was in college and they used to hoop
yeah,
and somebody got into a fight and I think somebody maybe said some shit about somebody's girl or whatever. And somebody he was like, I could tell she was about to get bad. And he's like, I left. Dude, buddy left, went to the car, came back, two people died. He in jail for life. Like,
yeah. That was just the 90's. Like
yeah.
people would just be chalked up outside outside your like on your walk to work. You would just see like white sheets over chalked up bodies.
Hmm.
So yeah. Also, 90's people were very poor. These
Yes.
people were living in motels, like one room studio
Hmm.
motels, jumper. Well, Sydney had a crib, but like
Yeah, he had a
Billy,
crib. That shower looked like a walk-in, not even walk, a closet. Like,
yeah, man, like these people were in them trenches.
yeah.
So I just the amount of poverty and the amount of violence that was just like a character in the movie without no
Hmm.
one ever mentioned it.
It just was everywhere.
It
It was
just was
everywhere.
it was like air. It was just it existed in the
Hmm.
movie without no one mentioning it because it's all they knew. So
Right.
what you got for Act Two, man?
Yeah, speaking of working, yeah, I'm like, so you mean to tell me you're doing like off-book construction jobs and you're hooping every day and you were married with a child and you want your wife to not work because y'all doing so well financially?
In the
Nigga,
projects, living in the
get the fuck
projects.
on.
Yeah.
Like the ego of some people, please. Like let that woman work.
You know, and also like, man, you in the projects, man, you can get with somebody's teenager to babysit your kid for little nothing. This ain't the
Yeah,
2025
bro, it ain't
daycare
even like
days,
that.
the
You're not
2000 a
shelling out
month
5 grand a
daycare.
month and shit, whatever.
No, and I mean, half the paint got lead in it anyway, so you don't even need to do none of this. No, man, it was weird, man, and it's like, dude. Even their like teamed up hustle was for like a couple $100, and it's like, how many hoops can you even run this on? And like, what's the
Right.
plan? It just, I don't know, man. These
Because your
people
bills are
were,
not yeah.
well,
Like
I
they were
mean,
hooping as if like remember like in good times they'd be like the rent $75 a month. Okay,
yeah,
like if you hustling and hooping and you're getting $100 a day, a couple $100 a day, okay, that makes sense.
yeah,
Your bills are hundreds of thousands or thousands of dollars.
yeah.
There's no way you're paying them off shooting hoops every day. Like there's just no way.
And Billy was down like 7 grand, which in 90's money is
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. It's like 20 grand today.
What was he? He was planning on getting his street hustling basketball players.
For $60 a game.
I do want to say though, this is something that someone pointed out to me, and I can't unsee it now. It's like a lot of inceldom is watching movies like this and thinking like that back in the day you could be dirt poor and bag Rosie Perez. Like, please, man. Like, why would she be with this guy?
Right.
Like,
Even Tyra Farrell,
yeah,
she was fucking gorgeous. Like,
yeah, she was. Both of these dudes. uh, Well, assuming their characters,
right,
obviously these are good-looking men in real life, but their characters were quite downtrodden.
right.
Um, way out of their league. These women would have had way better options than two-bit basketball hustlers.
Yeah, even
Um,
the girl that boyfriend had to borrow the necklace, she was fine
yeah,
as fuck.
yeah, the women were.
She she's not dating no the woman looks like that is not dating no dude who has to hoop for bills.
And just sitting outside all day watching you play pickup basketball
No.
with like what are they well, again, does anyone have jobs?
Yeah.
Like all these grown men are just hooping in the afternoon.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
What else you got for Act Two, man?
Um okay, so then we got the scene where they go to the park and they lose, and then Rosie has to tell Billy that no, you got played. He was hustling, he was working you. They go over to the house and they kind of like chill out a little bit, whatever. I guess the wife decided they were going to run the tournament together to kind of get the money back. Um, were you surprised when the way the wife handled it? Because like the first time I saw the movie, I always thought like, oh, she was going to be like, you're wrong, give them their money back. And she's like, fuck you, we got
No,
bills.
she wanted out of them projects, man.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't surprised. I Maybe this is me getting soft in my old age. I was
Hmm.
disappointed in Sydney though. I had seen this movie before, but it's been a while,
No, it
and
was a little
I
fucked
just
up.
like, man, yeah,
That was
why
your
you do
man.
that?
Like,
Yeah, like y'all, that was like, damn, are there no honor amongst these thieves?
yeah.
Just, but but like, what's the again though? If you just hustle everybody, sooner or later,
What are
people,
you?
what is the end game here?
Someone's gonna want to get back at you.
Yeah, because you're not winning these straight. Like, this is.
No.
It's one thing to lose your money straight. It's another thing to get cheated. I mean, he threw the game. Like,
Right.
he did not play as well as he's used to playing because he had an
Correct.
agreement outside of the stated terms, and that's not
Yeah.
an honorable. Like, even amongst thieves, that's dishonorable. So,
Yeah, I think the violence was downplayed actually a lot in this movie because if you were hustling people who were doing this for a living,
yeah,
I think somebody would have shot you at some
yeah.
point. Like,
I mean, especially in the 90's.
yeah,
So yeah, these well, they did have the hitman running after Billy.
right.
Well, I mean, I get why they kept him alive though, because dead men don't pay bills. So,
Dead men don't pay no bills. Yeah,
right. So, but it was weird that, like, you're right though. In a way, it was violent, but it wasn't violent enough considering how
yeah.
much scamming they did.
How desperate everybody was. Yeah, it didn't really
Yeah,
make sense, honestly.
everyone was in them trenches, man. You got anything else for
Yeah.
Act Two?
Um. Yeah. So there's the scene where he just said like, "Oh, you got a fine lady." I don't think he meant fine like attractive. I think he just meant
Mhm.
fine like nice or quality.
Yeah,
And even if he did like and Billy kind of got into this like argument with him. And I wish they had delved more into like a little bit of the racial politics of that like that interaction in the movie.
yeah.
Where it's kind of like you can hoop, you can fuck a black girl, you can hoop with a nigga and get money with him, but like you don't want me to like it. Like it just kind of it's almost like the slave shit where it's like you can't be in the house type shit a little bit. And I kind of wish they had like delved a little bit more into that in the movie.
I can see that. I don't think you were ever gonna get that out of this kind of movie.
Well, no, for sure. But
But
I
no,
just
I
think it
mean, I
would have been interesting.
definitely. I mean, Billy was quite clearly a racist.
Yeah,
But he's like just yeah. I agree. I don't really have anything else to add to that, but I would
because
agree
even
that
when
would have been
remember they
nice.
were playing music and he just was like, "Don't play that Negro shit in here."
Yeah,
Like he
yeah.
said Negro, but we know what he meant.
That he said that because Sydney was in the car.
Right,
So yeah, I agree. Billy was definitely racist in the way that like no, he doesn't. He's not like joining the Klan, but he just clearly thinks that
right,
there's a social hierarchy that must be maintained at all times. So
correct. Hmm.
anything else for Act Two?
Um, Yeah, the gambling addiction aspect or portion of the movie. I mean, they touched on it in various spots and like conversation with him and Gloria, but I wish they had, I kind of would have wanted to know from a storytelling aspect, like where it started, or what was the hooping just a manifestation of that, or did the gambling contribute to him like playing basketball, if that makes sense? Like kind of which one came first or which one fed which?
Well, he played in Louisiana, he said, pickup or
Yeah,
for a college team.
college.
I think I don't know if he had a gambling addiction as much as he just had terrible money management skills.
Hmm.
And I don't think he saw it as gambling as much as it was
Right.
just
He
this
probably
was
thought it
how
was a
he
sure
earned
thing every
money,
time.
you know,
Yeah.
and he I mean he like I have in my notes here for Act 3, I'll just burn it here. Like he was just a loser, man.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like a gigantic loser. We get into Act 3 a little bit, like um he just you finally break through, you get your big break, you're up
Hmm.
five bands, you split it, and you get goaded into a dunk contest for half of
That
your
he didn't even
money.
want to do with you.
He didn't even like, he felt bad, but again, he's amongst a bunch of
It's-
thieves, like you
yeah,
know,
a sucker's born every minute. No,
right,
what's the quote from Rounders? It's immoral to let a sucker keep his money.
right. Clay Travis, or Clay Davis from The Wire. I'll take any motherfucker's money if he's giving it away.
Yeah.
Um, you know, just get to Act 3. High stakes and hard lessons after dramatic double cross, the two rivals must reluctantly reunite for a high stakes local tournament with the big cash prize. Their victory is immediately complicated by a new risky personal wager between them. The wager we're referencing is a win tournament of 5,000, which is a lot of money.
Hell yeah.
And so especially for them, especially for the 90's. And he just blows it all on some stupid ass
Stupid
ego
ass
driven, can you dunk?
an
That's what
idiot.
I was just like, Billy, man, come on, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you're on the way home with the money.
Just go home.
Just
Just
go
go home.
home.
Do you
Go
know how
home to
many
your old
problems people
lady,
would solve
fuck your
by if
old
they just
lady,
went
eat the
home?
pizza
Eat the pizza, drink the wine,
drink the wine, fuck
live to
your
see
old
another
lady,
day.
and live to see another day, man. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And so I just Billy, man. But I think to speak to the gambling addiction, I just think everything in this culture was just a wager. Like, so he goes to the park.
Hmm.
The guys somehow the security guard can control Jeopardy booking, but that's movie magic. Uh,
Right.
um,
By the way,
yeah,
you work security for a big LA production and you live in a I don't know. I
you.
don't know how much they pay, but I assume I would think they pay a decent amount of money. I don't know.
Well, that's not the unbelievable part. It's totally believable for me that like some guy who works the door would not be making a ton of money. What's unbelievable is you have to kind of pull to cast Jeopardy. Uh,
Right.
like, oh yeah, let me talk to the
Yeah,
guy. I'll get
let me
you.
get you on with Mr. Trebek and
In the next scene she's in. But I speak to the gambling culture. Like even that was transactional. He's like, I'll do it if you hit a hook shot, and if you lose,
yeah.
you lose your car. And it's just
Hmm.
like no, there are no favors. There's no nothing.
Nothing.
Everything is a wager. So yeah. So I don't think he had a gambling addiction much as he was just a
Yeah.
product of a culture where everything was a wager.
That's fair. That's true. Um
Billy was a loser. Sydney's double cross made me sad. What else you got for Act 3?
um yeah, the Gloria thing where like she leaves, then she comes back, then she leaves again. It just for me it was like, okay, well, you knew who he is, you knew what he was.
Yeah.
He was gonna blow the money. If not now, whenever next time he got some money, that was gonna get blown. Like,
Yeah. Well, so there does become a point. I always say that like
no, for sure.
most people are poor money managers just because the concept of managing money is relatively recent on the evolutionary scale. It's just a
Right.
matter of do you start to make enough to where you can outrun your poor money management? It just doesn't matter anymore, right? So,
Right. Hmm.
uh, Billy might. I mean, once she had the Jeopardy money and he gets some sort of stability, he might have turned it around because he wasn't. He was a loser in the sense that he couldn't know a bad decision from a good decision. But
Right.
you can out. It's not true that everyone's money problems are static at every level of income because you know I always say. most people are bad with money. It's just that some people make a lot more to where their mistakes aren't, they don't matter, right?
Right.
So, you know, ordering DoorDash is objectively,
A waste of money.
wasteful and expensive, but it doesn't matter if you can afford it,
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
but like if you are on Snap, like I always say, like there was, and actually you can't order hot food with Snap, but I am pro Snap, fully funded, all of that. But like,
Yes.
I'm not going to sit up here and lie. Like if for some reason you're on Snap and you use it for DoorDash, that is an inefficient use of what are your limited resources. Like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna, you're
But you
not
should
gonna
be
sit
able to
it.
do so. But yeah, you're blowing an extra $20 on that food.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the reason. They should be able to do so, not because it's like the right thing to do, but because creating the bureaucracy and administrative burden that would go into creating all these different categories of food that are eligible for the peasants,
Right. Yeah.
the amount of money you save wouldn't even be worth how much it would cost to build that infrastructure. So it's just
Correct.
like, sure, I understand why it's people find it off-putting and distasteful for someone to buy like lobster tails with food snaps with Snap, but like preventing it would cost so much more than the money
It's such a waste
saved.
of money.
It's just such a waste of money. So like most people with limited resources for food are not going to go buy lobster tail.
Right.
And it's like the money is the money is the money. You don't get more if you buy lobster tails. So
Hmm.
it's just easier to just look, if you want to blow it on four lobster tails and that's what you're going to eat all week,
Yeah.
it's not worth us trying to prevent it.
Not at all.
But I'm
Not
not
even
going
a
to sit
little
up here
bit.
and pretend like I don't understand why someone would find that off-putting. So,
I get it. Yeah.
um, but yeah, the argument, I hate when people make the argument that like, why do you care? It's no big deal. It's like, okay, I understand why someone would care, but the real argument you make is that it just would be too burdensome on the administrative the administrative system
Right.
to create. Oh, now you got this grocery clerk going. Oh, nope, this doesn't qualify. Oh no, it's like
Right.
it's just too much work. Just let people
It's
get what
just
they
harder
want.
on everybody. And honestly, the truth is, as someone who worked in a grocery store, like it does a lot of the administrative and political things that take place. They really fall in the back a lot of
Yeah,
customer service people. Honestly, like price of car parts goes up, price of insurance goes up. Some customer service got
yeah,
rep is getting yelled at over shit that they have no control
yeah.
over. You know what I mean?
So you got some teenager working part time for $12 an hour, getting screamed at because he says, "Oh, you can't
Hmm.
get crab legs with this," and it's like,
Right.
and then what? That person puts back the crab legs, and it's just like, okay, like what is why?
Now everybody's day's ruined.
It's like like for what and for who? To
Yeah.
save $1 million a year on the federal budget, which is a rounding error. Like this is a waste of our time.
Hmm.
So you honestly
Yeah.
you wouldn't even save it because you'd have to pay someone to build all this infrastructure out. So I don't even know how we
Correct.
got here. But what's up with Act Three, man? What you got for Act Three?
Um, I did like that how because Sydney looked out for Billy with the Jeopardy hookup,
Yeah.
that when he got robbed, he was able to help him flip the robbery or not flip the robbery, but make some money back to kind of uh sustain himself financially, even
He
though they
returned the
just lost
favor.
everything. Yeah.
He returned the favor. Cost him his girlfriend. But he made a
Yeah.
friend in Sydney. It was cool to see the movie ending with them as friends. But so let me ask you this. Was Gloria
Yeah.
right to leave?
I think she was right to leave him. I think she was right to leave him because of his money management issues. I think she was wrong to leave him for that particular incident with in terms of his money management issues, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
he's helping out a friend. They say they pretty confident. You've seen them hoop, you know. I think also, as a matter of fact, we want to bring this up because I forgot. I didn't get why Sydney didn't just tell Gloria what happened. Yo, we got robbed. We lost everything. They took our 500, our 5 grand. I
Yeah.
think she probably would have been understanding, and she probably would have been like, okay, cool.
One, he's a man with pride. Two,
True.
dude, Billy bit his head off fucking an hour ago for calling her cute. So, you know,
True. Yeah.
um, yeah. So,
Yeah. I don't think she was wrong for leaving him. I just think it was inconvenient when she chose to leave him
yeah.
because he actually was doing the right thing. But I think, when you're at your wit's end, and your last straw is your last straw, it just is what it is. There's nothing more to say that can be done there. I just was confused at the fact that at the fact that Billy didn't realize that it was over when she walked away.
You know, she come back before every time, and he's done way worse. So
Yeah.
we're having some internet issues, so let's land this plane. I do agree. Gloria should have left him. Sometimes you're just done, and
Yeah.
you can't. She's just done. That was her. She
Hmm.
came back to him that last time. He sings that terrible song at Jeopardy, takes that moment from her,
Right.
but nonetheless, this is the 90's. And you do all that just to go get him again. Like, dude. All right, man. So,
Yeah.
what do you rate it, man?
Um, it's a fun 90s movie. Love the actually forgot. I love the soundtrack. I miss the 90s in terms of like the fashion and shit. This movie did a great job of showing that. I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars.
I'm gonna go 4 stars. Easy watch. Love the 90's.
Yeah.
You know, I miss movies like this. It was
Hmm.
good 90's, under 2 hours, pretty linear plot,
Yeah.
and we just got to watch two dudes have some hijinks. So, all right. Thanks for listening. My name is Darius. That's D's all up in your area on all socials.
And I'm Jordan. That's Jordan be writing on all socials.
Please rate, like, subscribe. We are at Out the Trunk Pod on all socials. That is Out the Trunk Pod on all socials.
And for any ongoing movie recommendations, feel free to reach out to us via email at outthetrunkpod@gmail.com. That's outthetrunkpod@gmail.com. That's a wrap. Thanks for coming to the movies with us. We'll be back next week reviewing Mrs. Doubtfire. Y'all
All
take it
right, y'all.
easy.